Hello again everybody. So, little update on my bike build. Obviously it's still a work in progress, we're still missing some parts and there are some parts on here which are temporary and other parts that haven't been adjusted, but I just wanted to kind of show you guys where we're at the minute. So a few bits did arrive and I've managed to put the bike together so it actually resembles a bike, albeit with a lot of bits still missing. So let's go over what we've got so far. Handlebars, I've gone for the Ritchie Trail Risers. These are 800mm wide trail bars with a 20mm rise. Obviously, handlebars are personal preference, so I chose these based on my height, how I feel comfortable on the bike, all that kind of stuff. Headset, I've got a Ritchie headset on here, which has, what do you call them? Enclosed bearings, so obviously all nice and modern. Moving down, the front suspension. So this is one of the temporary things. This is actually a set of RockShox Recons, the silver version, set at 150mm of travel. They are very temporary because this bike is designed for 160mm. Now, in their 150mm travel, these forks are actually within the correct range of axle to crown measurement that this bike is designed to work with. So I can run them, but they're a little bit more basic. As I say, I do want the full 160 travel, and the stanchions, while they're 32mm, which is not bad, it's not really stiff enough for the longer travel. So once I finish getting the rest of the bike together, I'll be upgrading those to a larger diameter stanchion fork. And obviously one that's just a little bit better. But these are just on so I could get the bike together and so I can get it rideable effectively. But yeah, they'll be replaced in the next 2 to 3 months. So wheels, we have the Shimano, I can't remember what they were, MT620s. Now these wheels are, some people would say they don't have enough spokes because they're only 24 spokes, but they are asymmetric, so it means that, I don't know if it will come up on camera, but this side of the rim, the spokes are more to one side than the other, so this side they're closer to so this gap here is smaller. If we come over the other side, as I say, I don't know how well you can see this on camera, but it's a larger distance between there because the spokes are not in the center of the rim, they're off to one side. This is done so that each spoke has equal tension, because on a typical rim where they go to the center, actually, because of the forces that go through the bike's wheel, you actually have the spokes on one side are tensioned a bit more than the other. So on this design, they're all tensioned equally, which supposedly makes them a little bit stronger. Now, I'm under no illusions that these are going to be like hardcore enduro wheels or anything like that, but I'm not a hardcore aggressive rider, so no, they should be okay, at least for the time being. So the great thing about these wheels is I picked them up for around about £100 for the set. So even if I do manage to break one of these, I'm not going to be crying about it, as compared to if I spent literally hundreds and hundreds or even 1,000 on a really nice set of wheels and then, crack a rim or whatever. So I don't know if these are temporary or not. I mean, they're not. They are the wheels I've chosen for now, and they will last me for as long as they will last me. But, if in the future I start to ride more aggressively and I start to, damage the wheels or whatever, I will obviously look at upgrading. But that's then. On to the next thing then. Obviously, you've seen this before, but the rear suspension, I've got the correct mounting hardware in there now, so this is all mounted up correctly. Everything that's on the bike now is properly installed, torqued down and everything else. So next we have the seat post. So I've gone really basic on this, just a really basic clamp, and this is another of the temporary things. So this is actually the seat post out of my my really old bike. It's a 100mm dropper, but it works off this little lever down here, which is, it works, but it's not ideal. So I will be upgrading to a 150mm dropper with a remote on the handlebar, same like I've got on my bike over there. Grips, these also are temporary, so these are off of actually that bike they came with originally, but I kind of prefer these Ergon. I can't remember if these are the GE models, I think, the GE ones or something. I quite like these grips, so I'll be getting another pair of these to go onto here. The sort of headset itself, not the headset, the stem, this bit, is again just very basic, nothing special. I didn't want anything too kind of, whatever, because it's an enduro frame, but I'm building it kind of more like a really aggressive trail bike, so like trail duro, I guess. So I'm going to be running 160mm travel at the front, 147 at the back, but it's compatible with up to 160 at the back, so and 170 at the front is possible as well. So we'll see how I get on down the line with that. Saddle. So this again is actually the one that originally came with my bike over there. It looks nice, but honestly, it's not the most comfortable. But then this is a quite squishy full suspension bike, so maybe this saddle will be perfectly fine. I'll have to wait until I ride it to see. But if not, I'll switch it out for an Ergon saddle, or maybe I've got a Sella Italia one on my other bike, which actually I find really, really comfortable. So I'll see how I get on, and we'll go from there on that one. The tyres, again, on the theme of temporary, these are cross-country tyres. Again, they originally came with my other bike. I will be swapping them out almost immediately. As soon as I bought the other bits for the bike, that'll be the first thing that I change before the forks, will be the tyres. I'll go for this almost the same combination as this bike. So it will be Magic Mary at the front. At the back, this bike has a hand stamp. On this one, I'll be running a Big Betty. So it would be Magic Mary, Big Betty. That's the plan. So, only other thing we've got is, we've got Shimano 4-piston calipers, front and back. Just not the rest of the braking system yet. So the next thing will be, I'll be putting in an order in the next week or two for some more bits, and that will be the parts to complete the braking system. So that will be the levers, the hoses, the brake discs, and adapter for the back, because I'll be running 203mm rotors front and rear. Then at the same time, I'll also order the group set, so that'll be the cassette chain, derailleur, and obviously the control for that as well. Then what else was I going to order? I think that's it for the next order, and then the order after that will be the last few bits, which will be the crankset, bottom bracket, and just like the last few bits to finish it off. So it's about halfway through the build effectively right now, is where we're at. Obviously I'm doing it in stages because I don't necessarily have the money all in one go just to buy everything immediately, but I will, pretty quickly. So like I say, the brakes and most of the drivetrain I'll be buying in the next week or two, and then like the other bits will be like maybe a week, maximum 2 weeks after that. So realistically, it's only a month and a bit before this will be totally finished, which will be before Christmas, which will be great. And yeah, I'm sort of really excited to get this out and see how it rides when it's fully completed. Obviously, I was actually out on this bike today, riding the trails, because we're in October. It's like second or third to last week of October. The trails close in end of October. And so I was out on this, just, making the most of the last few days of the trails. This bike on the trails is so much fun. It's really good. It's a basic bike, the Trek Marlin. It's, considered a budget bike. Mine's upgraded, so it's obviously, a bit more capable, but it's still very much a budget build. And it's just super, super fun with the short travel front suspension and none at the rear. But I'll be really interested to contrast it with this complete opposite bike, relatively longish travel, enduro style full suspension. it's just really cool. Like, you know, I'm really excited to have the option of both bikes, depending on where I'm riding and what I'm riding. It's yeah, it's going to be awesome. I love also like the colors. When I bought this one, I wasn't really sure about the color, but it's just that bike was on sale quite a lot, and had quite, you know, good specs for its model. So I just snapped it up. But the color really grew on me. Like I've come to really quite like the color and the design of it. And again, this one, like, it's maybe a bit more simple. It doesn't have like so much in designs, but this Red Devil color, again, I don't know how well it's going to come up on the camera, because even, you know, after I color grade the footage, it's hard to, you know, really truly replicate what the human eye actually sees. But you know, it's a really beautiful color. Obviously, in different lights, you can see it differently as well. It is metallic, so it sparkles in the light as well. So really nice bike. So there you go. Hopefully you enjoyed this little update. If you did, please do give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, go check out my other videos if you haven't already. Got some ride videos already and some other bits and bobs, and yeah, I'll catch you all again soon.